Some stories are better left unheard, but you're here now. Everything you're about to hear actually happened.
My 4-year-old sister described her own death. When I was about 15 or 16, my little sister, she was only 3 or 4, drank some green nail polish remover she found by the bathroom sink. It looked like mouthwash, and we think she was just copying what she'd seen our parents do. We panicked. Our local pharmacy rushed over ipecac and another medicine. While we were waiting, she was lying on the bathroom floor, crying and clearly in pain. Then, completely out of nowhere, she looked at us and said, "I drank some green stuff and died one time." We all froze. She continued, calmly. My husband ran off with another girl. I got sad. I drank some green stuff and died. My girls were crying when I died. None of us knew what to say. She was barely old enough to form full memories, let alone describe a marriage, children, betrayal, and death. We were absolutely terrified. She ended up being physically fine, but what she said that day never left us.
Wait, take a breath, you'll need it.
Every night, no matter the weather, something walks down our street. You only hear it from the living room or the kitchen, and it always starts at exactly 3:03. The whistling starts down the street, moves past us, then fades away. When we were younger, my sister and I would sneak out to listen, but there was one rule we never broke. Don't try to look at whatever is whistling. My neighborhood is a good place. Quiet, safe, full of kids. But there are 2 strange things here. The night whistling and the luck. People here are lucky. Promotions, prizes, small miracles. My sister Nola was born very sick. She couldn't breathe. On her own, we moved into this neighborhood to be closer to the hospital. And almost immediately, she started getting better. But every blessing here has a cost. When new people move in, the welcoming committee visits, they explain the luck. And the whistling. People who looked for the whistler lost everything. Not everyone dies, but the light goes out of them. My dad installed shutters on every window. The first night, I sat with my dad and listened. Da 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 doom, everything stayed fine. Until Holden slept over. He wanted to look. He stole the key to the blinds. The whistling was right outside. I grabbed my sister and shut my eyes. The blind opened. The whistling stopped. Holden looked, and he screamed. Then the knocking started. Something copied my mom's voice. It knocked everywhere. It stopped when the sun came up. Holden's family moved out days later. They looked empty, hollow. We still live here. We hear the whistler every night. Some things you don't need to look for. My mother tried to kill me when I was a baby, and I didn't find out until I was 17. My mother tried to kill me when I was a baby. I just didn't know it yet. Growing up, I was absolutely terrified of water. Not nervous panic. Baths, pools, even puddles. I'd scream until my throat hurt. I begged people to tell me why, but no one ever did. On my 17th birthday, a friend invited me to a pool party. I stayed near the edge. Then someone shoved me into the pool. I completely lost it. Crying, screaming, hyperventilating. I almost couldn't breathe. Someone pulled me out. People apologized, and I went home shaking. That night, my foster dad sat with me and hugged me. After a while, he said he had something to tell me. He said, "You were put into foster care because your mother tried to drown you." He told me she filled a bathtub and held you under the water until your father found her. When they asked her why, she said it was because she didn't like the way you looked at your dad, and that you were looking at her the same way while she was holding you under. She tried to drown me as an infant, and that's why. Something hit my bed, right next to my face. When I was about 7, I stayed up late, watching TV with my sister. I fell asleep later in my room, still inside a sleeping bag. In the middle of the night, I woke up to the feeling of something slamming the mattress inches from my face. I froze, then passed it off and closed my eyes. It happened again. Harder, like whatever it was, wanted me awake. I ran into my sister's room, shaking, begging to sleep there. She said I was just scared for no reason, but I refused to go back. Later that night, we heard a loud bang from my room. All my posters had fallen off the walls. The bin bags outside my door were knocked over too. I didn't sleep in that room for a week, because I knew something was in there with me. A stranger tried to abduct my brother on a highway at midnight. My brother and his friend, both 18, decided to ride their bikes from Port Coquitlam to Abbotsford for the weekend. They left at 4 p.m., expecting to arrive around 2 or 3 a.m. But something terrifying happened long before that. At midnight, someone in a pickup truck drove past them a few times, then parked and tried to grab them. They ran across a farmer's field, jumping over barbed wire fences to escape. A few months later, police arrested a child serial killer, Clifford Robert Olson, who lived in the area. They strongly suspected he was the one after them.
Some stories don't end when the lights turn on. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. Before you go, subscribe and like. You'll need this channel later.